Hey guys, so new plugin today. It's the item collector plugin, which is kind of an upgrade from the default item book plugin. So let's take a look. First of all, you can access it from the menu here, item collector, and yeah, it kind of look like this, but we have no items, so we're gonna talk to this lady over here, and she's gonna give us some items, and let's take a look. Yeah, that's how it looks. So the first difference is you have some sections here. You have all consumables, key items, hidden A, B, weapons, armors, and yeah, that's about it. So let's take a look. There's a lot more information that's displayed on the screen here. So as you see, there's how much it heals, the state it's at, remove the price, everything. It's kind of different for armors and equipment. You have elemental weakness, resist, and the stats over here. So yeah, the scene also tracks how many chests you've opened in the game and your completion for the item book. Yeah, so also I was about to say something that I forgot. Oh yeah, the scene is also optimized for different screen resolutions, more for bigger screen resolution and smaller. So as you see, it still looks kind of okay. Not great because there's some empty space here, but it still looks okay. Like this, yeah. And yeah, there's also, I'm just gonna switch it back. If you're wondering how I've changed the screen resolution in game, it's one of my plugin, the screen resolution plugin. You can have a look at it if you're interested. So yeah, if we open the chest up here, let's open them all like this. And the last one, there you go, and go back. You can see the chest here, we have 100%. That means we've opened them all in the game. So yeah, let's take a look at the parameters. First of all, the in menu, if you prefer the old way of you have to speak to someone to open the item book or that, just set it to false. It's what it's gonna do, it's gonna remove the option item collector from the menu. So you can't access it from the menu anymore. So I'm just gonna leave it to true for now. Next is if you've decided you want the item collector to be accessible from the menu, but like let's say you don't want it to be available at the beginning of the game and like only halfway through the game, you're gonna set a switch, which means when the switch is off, you won't be able to access the item collector scene, and when the switch is on, you'll be able to access it. So set it, like for example, if I set it to 1, it means if the switch number 1 is off, I won't be able to access the item collector scene. If it's on, I'll be able to. So if you don't want to set a switch, just set it to 0. The game's gonna see, oh, there's no switch, so it's always gonna be available. There you go. Of course, that's only if you set the parameter here to true. If you set it to false, this won't really matter. Next is the menu command, which is basically the text that's going to appear for the item collector in the menu. So it's just a text. Next, it's the excluded items, weapons, and armor. So when we're making items in game, we often set some items here as something like the separate section, which isn't really an item that the player is going to get inside the game, which I don't know why I have an icon here, probably copy pasted. So yeah, we don't want this to appear in our game, and we don't want it to be considered an item, because if it's considered an item, even if the player doesn't get it, it's gonna count in the total of items. That's when it calculates the completion of the item. So the game's gonna see, well, if you have like 15 items on 18, which is supposed to be every item because these 3 don't count, the game's gonna say, well, you don't have 100% yet because you don't have item number 8, 11, and 15. So we want to exclude them from the item list. So what you want to do is you go into the plugin here, and the excluded items, you set the ID of the item you want to exclude from the list. So number 7, 8, 11, and 15 won't appear in game and won't be counted when it's calculating the completion. It's the same logic for weapons and armors. Just set the ID. So example, you don't want weapon 1, 2, and 3. Just set it like this. Yeah, next is the chest variable. So it's basically each time you open a chest, you set a variable to go up by 1. So it's going to track how many chests you've opened in the game. And for example, for this example, I set the variable 10 as the chest counter variable. So each time I open a chest, the variable number 10 is going to go up 1. So for every chest, do that in your game. And after that, go into the plugin here and set the chest variable to the ID of the variable you've used to track the chest, so 10. So when you open the scene, it's gonna calculate your completion for the chest in the game, and it's gonna read how many chests you open from this variable, so number 10. And then you're gonna set how many chests there is in total in your game. So for this example, I've set it to 5 because there's five chests. Just set it to, if you have like 300 chests, set it to 300. So yeah, you'll basically need to count how many chests you have in your game. And yeah, I think that's about it. Hard reset, I'm gonna come back at this one. It's not a feature parameter, it's more for testing and debugging. Next, the section. As you've seen, we have the regular section, the key, hidden A, B, weapon, and armor. But let's say you don't want a hidden A and hidden B. Just set them to false here. There you go. A regular. So the first one is for regular, the second one is for key, third one hidden A, fourth one hidden B, and etc. Yeah. The next parameters are pretty much for text. For example, how you want the section all to be called in game, the section regular item to be called in game, the section key item, hidden A, B, weapon, and armor. Basically, it's the item types that are defined in your database. Here, yeah, exactly. Yeah, item type here, regular, key item, hidden A, and hidden B. So we've set, I think, did I save it? We've set, yeah, I've saved the section for hidden A and hidden B to false. So it won't appear in game. Let me show you. There you go. There you go. You see there's no item A and B. It's jumping directly from key items to weapons. Next is still some text parameters section. Yeah, still some text parameters for ID, own, price, type, and all the stuff that's going to appear in the item information. Next is still some text here, I believe, for the window completion at the top, for completion for chests. You can change the bar color if you want of the bar. Remember, there was a color for the bar in the section completion. You can set the color. It's basically the RGBA color, so red, green, blue, and alpha. The lowest value is 0 and the highest one is 255. There's basically 2 colors for each bar because it's a gradient, so you can control the 2 color if you want. So next, still some here's some text. Here, elemental weakness and resist. It's gonna be called elemental weakness and elemental resist. In game, you can change it like you want. Next, you're gonna set some icons for your parameters. Remember, there was some icons when we in the equipment section. So yeah, just set the icon here. This is for HP, MP, attack, defense, magic attack, magic defense, agility, and luck. Set it to -1 if you don't want some icon. For example, you don't want icon for HP, set it to -1. If you don't want icon at all, you have to switch every icon to -1. I'll cancel it. Next is the text for each parameter. So it's writing maximum health point is a bit too long, so set the text you want to appear. So for example, for HP, I set it to MHP for maximum health point. I've set the other parameters like this. You can change it like you want. Next, it's the elements for the elements icon. So this is the first element, the second, the third, fourth, etc. Just set the icon ID. It's in the same order as how you've defined them in your game. So going to type. So the first icon is going to be for physical, the second one for fire, ice, thunder, water, etc. I think we're almost done in the parameters. There's we were here, right? Yeah, we did element icons to this. Yeah, you can also, if you want some bars, remember there were some bars for your for each parameter. You can set it to false if you don't want bars. I'm gonna leave it to true. If you leave it to true, you can control the color of each bar here. It's the same system as the bar for completion. You can control the color here. It's RGBA, lowest value 0, highest is 255. So yeah, that's it for all the features of this plugin. Now, there's a little problem though. It's when calculating the completion and making the list, it's gonna compare what you have to the data items. But if you change the data item in the middle of your game, it's not gonna work because it's not gonna work because it's like you're moving items. So for example, let's go in items. If you've gained an ether, it's gonna set the item ID 3 to you have it, you've seen it. So even if you lose your ether and you don't have one anymore, you're gonna still see it in your book because there was a time once you had it, so you know it exists. But then let's say you change this to like something else, to like I don't know, blah blah blah. But it's gonna say in game now. Well, you've seen that one because number 3, the item number 3, you've seen it already. So yeah, each time you're making some change to your items or equipments while you're in game, and you'll basically want to reset your item collection. So for that, I have some steps here. It's not really hard, but I'm gonna show you. Also, you have a reset if you change the excluded items, weapons, and armors in the middle of your game. So let's say I'll show you. It's gonna be simpler. Sorry about that, guys. I had to cut the video. So yeah, I was talking about the hard reset and how if you're changing the data items or weapons, armors. I'm not talking about little changes as changing the description or the price or little changes like that. I'm talking about if you're moving items or shifting stuff. For example, like item number 3 is no longer ether, and you've added some items that you've changed the maximum and you've shifted some stuff. So yeah, change it like that. You'll need to reset the item collector variables because yeah, what it basically does, it's to track the completion. It's making a copy of the items, of the data item when you're starting a new game, and it's always comparing what you have with the data that it copied at the beginning of the game. So obviously, if in the middle of your game you're changing the data, it's no longer the same as the data it saved at the beginning of the game, so you'll need to reset it. If this also applies for if you've changed the excluded items, weapons, armors while in the middle of your game. So yeah, I'm gonna make an example for this. We're gonna set every section to true, and I'll show you. Let's start a game. We're gonna do a new game like this. We're gonna set the switch to on to be able to access the item collector. So as you see, it's a new game. We have nothing. It's pretty normal. We're gonna speak to this lady over here. Blah blah blah. She gave us some items. If we take a look, the completion is at 72%, and that's normal because she didn't give us everything. Well, she gave us everything except the hidden A and hidden B items. So for the rest, we have everything like this. So, and then we're gonna save here. There we go. But now let's say we've decided we don't want the hidden A and hidden B items anymore. So first of all, we're gonna go into this section includes. We'll remove hidden A and hidden B over here. Next step, we'll have to exclude the items from the item list. So let's go into our database. So the item A, hidden item A and hidden item B, they're from ID 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, and 18. So we'll have to exclude them from our game because if you don't have them, we still want to be able to have 100% completion of the item book. So let's go here and set its 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Okay, like this. And then you go in game, you load your game, and you don't have item hidden A and B anymore, but the completion is it's only at 72%, even though you have every item here. So to fix that, just follow those steps. You'll need to reset your item collector book. So for that, go here, hard reset, set it to true. Okay, save, and then load the game you want to reset, your item collector. Go, for example, this one, and then you're going to go into the item collector, and as you see, it resetted everything. And then you're going to exit. Don't forget to save like this, and then exit here. And now, very important, reset the hard reset to false. Basically, when it's true, each time you enter the item collector, it's going to reset all the variables. So just set it to false. Save, and then when you go back in game like this, you'll have nothing because it reset it. But when we speak with this lady here, she's going to give us all the item we need, and now we have 100% and we have every item. So there you go, guys. That's about it. If you have any question, please message me, email me, leave a comment, and yeah, thanks.